girl come with a dance. Puerto Rican in the breathing heavy. Little had my looking daddy. Couldn't tell him nothing cause we lost him already. Cozy boy with his spaghetti. With the money and fame, the price come heavy. The price come heavy. Like Shaq attack up on a backboard. Gummy, back up on a backboard. When she asked me if I love her, I just act bored. Say loser, ask for it. Living movie, blockbuster, this ain't a rental. Talking moody, all these diamonds up in my dental.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Richmond.
On second down, here's Watson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. A shotgun snap for Watson. Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On second down, here's Fournette. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, there'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
All right, here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He's to the 10, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Corey Grant, a 22-yard scamper, and the Jags have taken the early lead. Extra point up and through, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Black 22! Black 22!
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Back to throw, Watson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Man, he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Detroit! Detroit!
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
He'll drop to throw. He's got the hook up to Lee. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Now back to throw. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Throw left side complete. That's Parsons. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Give him 30 yards there.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. James O'Shaughnessy from 17 yards out. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. The extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. Second and 10 now from the 27.
Reset. Black 22. Black 22. Tiger. Come back.
Throwing again is Watson. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve. And that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Watson. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Evades the tackler, and now some space. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Reset. 10. Black 22. Black 22.
Watson on 1st down. Caught by Montgomery. The ball comes out, and did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw here. Now he's flushed out left. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll look to throw. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. So not only do they get the fumble recovery on the punt, but now look at this field position. He almost took it the distance.
And the ability to not just make the play, but turn it into something big, that's what coaches harp on all the time. How do we create big plays that'll change the game? And that may have been one that just did.
So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Point after, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Shinnick Thompson coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more of the AFC Championship game after this. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
All right, now look at.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. He's going to fire one deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the return will stop him well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Richmond. Down. Green.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And the pitch goes to Mixon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Back 22. Back 22.
Here's Watson. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Returnable here from the 38. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Black 22. Black 22.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson escaping the pressure right. Room here to run. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup. So we are halfway. Yeah, who has time for a halftime show with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line? Let's get back to it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll run it again with Fournette. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a handoff looking right, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 48 yards. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Extra point attempt to follow here. Extra point safely through. And it is 28-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
4 down. Set. Black 22. Black 22.
To throw on second is Watson. Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Extra point attempt to come here. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Watson. And it's knocked away and incomplete. There defensively to break that one up, Ken Crawley. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Texans on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and a mile. A handoff to Mixon. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
He'll look to set up his blockers. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. The Jaguars getting set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Corey Grant, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars are pouring it on. The extra point up and good. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And some room to maneuver. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 36. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Point after here coming up. No problem there on the extra point. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talked about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the thing.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Read the line! Read the line!
Here's a give to Mixon. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever.
Tiger!
Again, it's Mixon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Reset!
Montgomery, they'll run for it. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. Now a handoff looking right. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Time for a break. Back to wrap up the AFC Championship game after this. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, Charles, fans around here, they were already talking Super Bowl. They've made play. Oh, this is blocked. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. and never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
He's going to let it fly, and he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Hey, blue 80. Blue 80.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Miles Jack leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 3rd down, Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front, because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Now they try the right side here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. And with this win and an AFC championship, they have reached the most hallowed ground in all of sports.
That means they are the best in their conference. What an incredible feeling for this team to go through the entire season and come out on top, and now go to the Super Bowl for the right to be called world champion.
And that'll close the books on the